Hi, I'm Lexi Holtz, and today I'm going to present to you, Where Does Your Money Go? Have you ever donated to a charity or organization? If so, did you research where your money would go and what exactly it was going to be put towards? I'm guessing not. It's very easy for us to just be kind and give a certain amount of money without really even knowing what it's going to be used for and if it's legit. A charity is defined as an organization set up to provide help and raise money for those in need. Last year, Charity Watch calculated that $410 billion was donated to charity in the United States. You heard that right. Billion. That's enough money to buy the Los Angeles Lakers 410 times. There are many reasons as to why we choose to donate to causes that are less fortunate than ourselves. Research has proven that society benefits from donating in many ways, such as it makes us happier, strengthens our moral compass, and helps the people around us and around the world live better lives. Charities Aid Foundation did a study where they asked 700 of their donors why they donate, and 42% claimed that the enjoyment that they receive from giving back is the main influence. Also, 96% claimed that they feel as if it is their moral duty to help people that are less fortunate than them, and that it strengthens their personal values. Another point that they brought up was that making a tradition out of donating to charities with your family can show your children the importance of giving back. This then keeps people in the economy giving back for years and years in the future, with those children then teaching their future generations how to donate. Donating doesn't have to mean giving large sums of money to a big-name organization. It also includes putting your loose change in the container at the McDonald's checkout, or even rounding up your change to the dollar mark when you buy Panda Express. Even those littler donations matter and make a difference. Because we as humans love to give, there are some individuals that decide to take advantage of that. A thing called charity fraud happens. Charity fraud is described by Encyclopedia Britannica as a type of fraud that occurs when charitable organizations that solicit funds from the public for philanthropic goals solicit donations in a deceptive manner or use the money that they collect for purposes not intended by the donors. There are many types of charitable fraud. This is an infographic from Raffingers Chartered Certified Accountants displaying some of those main types. The first is the misuse of charity funds. This is when staff members steal donations or misuse the company credit cards for their own benefit. The next is false expenses. This happens when a staff member claims that a large sum of money was used towards the company, but won't claim what it's actually used for. The third is donation scams. This is when charities are told that they will receive a large donation, but only if they transfer a large sum of it to a charity abroad, which is fake. Next, there's unauthorized funding. This is when individuals use a charity's name or an unfortunate event to try and profit off of people's kindness. The National Center for Disaster Fraud received more than 400 complaints of fraud after Hurricane Harvey and Irma. The fifth is false invoicing. This occurs when a staff member submits false invoices from non-existent companies to their boss, and then they pocket the money. And lastly, there are strange bank accounts. This usually occurs when a company you have been donating to frequently. You may get false email telling you to transfer your money to a different bank account instead. All of these scenarios seem really scary, and no one should have their goodwill taken advantage of. But if it does happen, it's important to know what to do. The Charity Commission for England and Wales created this infographic to display some of the steps donors should take if they encounter fraud. It is important to act quickly and get in contact with the head of the company and legal teams. Staying calm when something like this happens is crucial because it may be scary, but it will all work out. Donors also need to make sure that they preserve all evidence that they have of fraud so that they can make a valid claim. Another way that a charity can scam you is by not telling you how much money goes into each section of their company. Marcus Varner, a writer for Best Company, wrote about one of the biggest misappropriation of funds cases that happened in 2016 involving the Wounded Warrior Project. This company was noted to spend up to $3 million on special events and other expenses like hotel rooms for their employees that were $300 per night. It was reported that they only spent around 60% of the money donated on the actual veterans, whereas other vet charities like Fisher House spent 91%. The Wounded Warrior Project is a very popular charity, and that is frequently talked about. So when this news broke out, many were very surprised and outraged. This forced them to fire their top leaders. You can also even combat fraud before it happens. Charity Watch and Charity Navigator are two watchdog websites that let you search any charity and research how how legit it is before you give your money to them. They are both free to use and have information on thousands of charities. They don't cover GoFundMes though, so you have to be extra careful when donating to those causes. It's important that as consumers know how much of our donated money actually goes toward aid, because this is why we donated in the first place. The Financial Performance Metrics section under each charity on Charity Navigator lays out the percentages of money that go into each sector, like program expenses, administrative expenses, and fundraising expenses. This is a great tool to use because by looking at each organization, you can determine side by side which one is going to use your donation in the best way. Now let's watch Charity Navigator's Guide to Donating.
Giving to a cause you care about can be a difficult process. With all of the information out there, finding an organization that aligns with your passions seems easier said than done. The first step is to be proactive in your giving. Identify which causes are important to you and decide what impact you want your donation to have. Then create a list of charities matching your interests. The second step is to do your research. Narrow down your list by ensuring the organization is a tax-exempt 501c3 public charity and examining their financial health, accountability, and transparency. After you've done your research, call the organization to discuss results and impact. Learn about their goals, challenges, and accomplishments. This will give you insight into how well the organization knows where it stands and where it plans to go. The fourth step is considering the way you give. Giving an unrestricted donation allows the charity to be flexible with its responses to changing demands for its services. Also consider creating a budget for how much you can or would like to give. The final step is to follow your investment by reaching back out to the charity in 6 months to a year to find out how they're using your money. You're looking for a progress report to understand their responsiveness. Once you can see the charity is making an impact, consider making a commitment to them for the long haul. Charity Navigator is the nation's largest and most utilized evaluator of charities. With information of over 1.6 million charities in the United States, we're here to be your guide to intelligent giving.
Many people are skeptical of donating because they believe that it can't make a difference, but actually their money is helping more than they think. Jeffrey Sachs, director of the Earth Institute at Columbia University, wrote that in 1995 total healthcare aid was around $7.9 billion, and by 2010 it was at $26.9 billion. This money allowed for campaigns against AIDS, TB, malaria, childbirth safety, and also increased vaccine coverage. This is just one of the many examples of how donations can be used to change the world. I didn't create this presentation to scare you and to make you paranoid to ever donate again. I chose to talk about this topic because donating is such a popular thing, and I believe that it is very important for everyone to know how to do it wisely, so as many people can benefit from it as possible. Thank you for listening.